if you're an expert and you want to make money with your knowledge and you're trying to figure out which direction do I go in? Do I want to build a course? Do I want to do this new hot membership style thing? Or do I want to do something else? Then this video is going to clear all of that up. If you don't know who I am, my name is Lee Nathan Litvin. You might also know me as Leezy the Gifted. I started a coaching business in January of 2023. I ran it for 2 years, teaching recording artists how to produce their own music. I scaled from 0 to 20K a month in 7 months. And then I more than doubled my business in 2024. And essentially, I'm starting this new thing and this new brand where I want to actually show folks like yourself who are experts, who are passionate about what they do, how to actually take the information and the knowledge that you have and build and grow your own high-ticket coaching business. That's kind of a hint as to what we're going to be talking about today. I do have some notes here on the computer, and I've got a fat cup of black coffee. We're going to fucking get after it. So, I want to share a quick story with you. I have a client, and I don't want to share his name just out of respect for his privacy, but I have a client who, he's a real estate agent. So if he's watching this, he'll know it's him, but, you don't need to know about his private business, but he's a real estate agent and he does real estate investing, and he loves real estate investing. He makes way more money. It's way more fun. And it's just an amazing experience for him. And he realized that it was better for him than being an agent. So he kind of got exposed to this whole online space and realized that he could take what he's doing, which is real estate investing, and the transition that he made from being an agent to an investor and turn that into some kind of a business. So when he came to me, we first wanted to decide, like, who are you going to go after? Do we want to go after 9-to-5ers, like the whole entire market, or do we want to go after agents? We decided it's better if he goes after agents. And then he was trying to figure out, hey, should I build a course? Should I do this new trendy, school community that's like a membership, or should I do something else? And I said, look, dude, bar none, it's so much better for you at the point in the stage in business that you're at to do high ticket coaching. And here's why. Well, what ended up happening was he basically, I convinced him to do it. And what ended up happening was he got his first $3,000 paid in full client without ad spend, just utilizing the tactics that we talked about in, basically leveraging his already pre-existing warm audience. He makes great content on Instagram and YouTube. And I was like, dude, look, literally do a selfie video on your Instagram stories and talk about what you're doing and put your Calendly link. Anyway, he got calls booked and he got his first $3,000 paid in full client. So I share that story to share with you. His eyes are open now because he's like, okay, you're right. Right. And he didn't have to build anything. I told him, dude, just do one-on-one coaching for now. The only thing you should build is, like, I don't know, grab a piece of paper and a pen or like a Word doc and just write out what those phases are going to be and go step by step in detail of what those phases should be, just so you can have a bit of a guideline of like what the game plan is going to be for when you coach this client. You don't need to build him a course yet. You definitely don't need like a community or any of that. Like, just one-on-one coach him. Okay. You're just getting started. So let's just get some cash through the door and let's just get this guy results. And the best way for you to get him results is one-on-one coaching. So we were right. And my client, he's not alone in the way he's thinking, because before I started my coaching business, I thought about that too. Should I build a course? What should I do? And then school came out and everyone was like, oh, like now everyone's like, dude, low ticket MRR courses, right? So I want to actually break down for you the math behind this and why it is so much better for you at the point you're at to go high ticket. There is a place to do low ticket courses. There is a place to do, if you want to do a school community and bring in monthly recurring revenue, there's a place for that. But if you're just getting started in building a high ticket coaching offer, or not even that, if you're just getting started with, I'm an expert, I want to monetize my knowledge, but I don't know how. At that place in where you're at, going high ticket is by far the best way to do it. And honestly, I couldn't even tell you when it would be a good idea to do low ticket courses or school, a school group. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't, because I've seen people take high ticket coaching programs, if it's in the right niche, really far without courses. Definitely to $1 million a year, like $100,000 a month for sure. You don't need a course or a school. So anyway, let me explain the math first. Okay. I'm gonna have to pull out the calculator for this. So let's just use some numbers that, I was talking to my client with. So he was even still thinking, hey, maybe I want to create a course, right? The delivery right now for my, he told me the delivery for his client, he's like, dude, I could not do this for more than like maybe 10 to 20 people a month. Like I couldn't hold more than 10 to 20 clients because I'm doing so much work with him. I said, that's fine. I said, we'll get to the place where we can create a scalable offer that still gets results. But for right now, why do you want to build a course? And he's like, basically just so the delivery is more scalable. I said, fair enough. I said, okay, how much are you going to charge for your course? He's like $497. I said, cool, let's call it 500. And I'm actually going to write some of these down too, right? Because dude, with math, bro, it's hard for me to do it in my head. He's like, okay. I said, okay, so how much? What's your goal this year? He's like, I want to collect 500,000 in cash. I was like, great. So you want 500K. I was like, okay. So what he charged his first client was 3K, but I'm telling him, hey, eventually, dude, we're going to move your price up to 5K. So let's just call it 5K. Well, how many people would it take if you want to make 500 grand? How many people do you need to buy a $500 course? Hope you're staying with me. The answer, by the way, is 1,000. Yep. And then I was like, cool. How many people do you need to if you want to get to 500K, but you're charging 5K, how many people do you need? The answer is 100. Didn't need a calculator. So I asked him, I said, which do you think's easier? Is it easier for you to get 100 people, just 100 people to buy something for 5K or 1,000 people to spend 500? He's like, obviously the 500 or the 100 people, it's easier. I said, for sure. So let's take it a step further. Let's multiply the numbers again. Okay. I said, let's just 10x both of those. Let's say, this is what I said to him. I got to write this stuff down. Let's say I also asked him, I said, do you think there are 1,000 people who would spend 5K? Let me say that again. Are there 1,000 people that would spend 5K? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay. So if there's 1,000 people, and I mean, that math, I think that's 5 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yep, 5 million. I did that one in my head, but I needed the calculator to verify. So that's 5 million. I was like, okay, so literally playing with these numbers here, our first number was $500 course. You want to make $500,000. You need 1,000 people. But I was like, dude, you just admitted there's 1,000 people who'd spend 5K. So why don't you just build that for right now? Just for right now. I'm not saying that down the road he shouldn't do a course. But for where you're at right now, I told him, I said, bro, think about this. The fastest path for you to get to 500 grand is by charging 5K, not by charging 500. Here's another thing now all that I just outlined to you, that's kind of basic, right? Like that makes sense. And like my client's super fucking smart. He's a real estate investor and he's just a smart person. He knew that. But I said, let me explain something else to you that you don't know, that a lot of people don't know. Okay. There's a number, cost to acquire a customer, right? How much does it cost for you to get a customer? I was like, well, on average for like a B2C high ticket coaching offer, and this is what I've seen for myself, it's what I've seen for a lot of other people. He's doing what's called it's not B2B what he's doing. He's doing technically, it's called biz op, which is like people who like don't own a business and they want to start a business. That's kind of a thing. So he helps realtors become investors. Realtors aren't business owners. As much as the realtors like to think they are, they're not. So it's not B2C. It's definitely not B2B. B2B is like, if I own a high ticket coaching business and someone else wants to help me get more leads, that'd be B2B. So anyway, even what I'm doing now, by the way, this is kind of off topic, but even what I'm doing now, if I'm teaching you're an expert, how to package up what you do, and make money with it, that's still, to me, that's kind of, I would consider it a bit more biz op than B2B. I'm going a little off topic. So cost to acquire a customer. On average, and by the way, I don't have like a study about this. This is just my experience of what I've seen. For B2C and in like biz op, your average cost to acquire a customer, it's going to be around $250 to $500. Okay. For B2B, it's probably going to be more like, probably not 500, but you could, but it's going to be hard to get customers for 500. It's going to be 500 to, all the way up to 1K plus per client. It could be more, by the way. Like if you have a B2B can go really far. Like B2B can go really far. So, but like, let's just use the number 1K and 500. Let's just use 1K. So on average, I told him, I said, bro, you're probably going to spend on average 1K to get a client to give you 5K, which is great. That's a 5X return. Nothing wrong with that. Like that's okay. Right. That's solid. It's we can do better. Like obviously we want to try to drive that number down, but I gave him that as like, this is a realistic expectation for you to get someone to give you $500 is not, you're not going to be able to do that for $100. So what I meant by that was, I'm just writing this down as I'm talking it through with you. So what I mean by that is, let's say he wants someone to give him $500 for a course, right? If we're spending money on ads, which is a whole nother topic, ads or organic, I go ads, both work, but whatever. So I said, dude, if you want someone to give you 500, I mean, at best, I don't even think this is realistic, to be honest with you, but I'm just going to throw out an insane number, $250. If you spend $250, you'll get someone to buy a course from you for $500. By the way, that isn't realistic. Like I'm just using that as a shitty example. To be honest, it's probably going to be more like, he's probably going to have to spend more than that. Like he'll probably have to spend like more like 400 to get someone to give him 500. And this is all off ad spend, by the way. Okay. There's a lot of people who are like, well, don't run ads, go organic. Okay. Well, dude, like if you want to build a scalable business going organic, like you're fucking tripping. Like it's really fucking hard to do that. And the people who tell you to do that are just selling you an organic coaching program. But don't try to go organic. That's a video for another day. That's definitely a video for another day. I'm going to actually like write that. Org versus paid. Yeah. So anyways, I told him, we're still on the math portion of this. This is kind of a longer video, but it's all good. So I told him, look, dude, if you give someone, if you spend around $250, you'll get someone to spend 500. He was like, okay, great. Like, what's wrong with that? And I was like, well, that's only a 2X return. That's not scalable. But a 5X return, like what we talked about before, is way more scalable. So I think we've beat the dead horse on the math of it. Okay. For you watching this, if you want to get to 10K, 20K, 30K, 50K, 100K, mathematically speaking, obviously it's going to be way easier, faster, and more profitable to do high ticket. The second point, what's better for the client? Okay. You have to also think, someone watching, someone buying from you, which one will get them results easier? I don't have numbers to back any of this up. Again, just my own experience. And I'm sure you have probably seen this too. You've bought courses before. There's some courses I bought where I'm like, awesome, bro. But they didn't change my life. Like, I don't think I've ever bought one single course where just a video course, by the way, you just watch videos. I don't think I've ever done a video course and I've been like, holy crap, this changed my life. Like, I'm not saying the courses were bad. Like, I've had courses where like, oh, this is a good course, learn some stuff. But high ticket coaching programs, I've had some bad ones that I've gone into where I didn't make the program work very well. Whatever. I'm not going to blame those coaches. It was mostly me. I just didn't make it work. But the things that have changed my life have been high ticket coaching programs where I gave someone a ton of money, multi-thousands. That's what changed my life. That's what got me from 0 to 20K a month in 7 months and then more than double my business the next year, right? That's what took me from flatline 0 for 13 years with music to in 2023 spiking up, and then 2024 spiking up again. Not a course. It was definitely not a course. So you have to think about the people you're selling to, right? You're not going to get them as good of results if you don't mentor them. Okay. So me personally, there should be a mentorship aspect to it, whether it's one-on-one time, whether it's group coaching or a community or a combination of one-on-one, group, community, and a video course to go with it, like whatever that is. Okay. And the last thing is this whole, the new craze with school with a K. Honestly, I think it's dope. I think school is dope. I use it. I'm in some schools, some school communities. Alex Hormozi's dope. Sam Ovens is dope. They're all good. They're all dope. Like, they're cool. Like, I have nothing against them. Definitely not talking shit on them. But here's what I've noticed about school. This is going to be very opinionated. Again, talking math. Let's just say my client, let's just use $50. He's not going to charge $500 a month. Let's say, hey, he was going to charge $50 a month for people to learn real estate investing. Okay. So 500,000, by the way, I'm going to take again, we're going to math it. He wants to make 500 grand this year. I say, cool. Let's just divide that by 12, just so we get a monthly average. Okay. Wait, 500,000 divided by 12. I did the number with him yesterday. It's about 42 grand a month. Okay. Which is very, very simple and doable if you're doing high ticket, but let's just call it 42 grand. If he was charging $50 a month, let's do 42 grand divided by 50. Okay. Perfect. He would have to have 840 people in his school group. Now, if you run paid ads to a group and you could scale that up, right? But you'd have to spend a lot on ads to get that many people, or you'd have to go fucking viral. The work to put into getting that many people would probably not be very simple and easy. And to keep people in that community would also be very difficult because, again, you're someone spends $50 a month, you're not going to really give them, I mean, maybe you will. Maybe you'll give them a ton of value. Like, who knows? Right? Maybe. But I guarantee you, if someone gives you $5 grand, you're going to give them way more value. You're going to be like, okay, I really need to fucking deliver for this person. Yes? No brainer. So from a business owner's perspective, the whole school membership thing is great. And I'm sure and I feel really bad. I was talking to a friend of mine. He's not an official client, but he's a really good friend of mine who's trying to get into this space too. And I feel really fucking terrible, and I really should like call him and talk to him about this. I feel bad because he was just trying to get exposed to the whole space, and I was showing him the school game leaderboards of like, look at this guy's making this much monthly recurring. And I just told him, I was like, dude, you could do this too. And I feel shitty. And I think the reason I gave him that coaching was because he didn't want to get on sales calls. He didn't want to build a high ticket coaching program. He's really adamant about that. I was like, well, okay, if you're really, and I've already explained all this math. He's like, dude, I don't want to get on sales calls. I'm not trying to build a sales organization, like all this stuff. By the way, I'm not saying you have to close people on sales calls for high ticket. I see people doing close by chat, something I'm definitely trying to learn too. But my point being, he's like, I just don't want to do that. I was like, okay, well, he's fighting me, pushing me back so much. I was like, cool, let me show you this whole school thing. And he was like, oh, that's dope. That's really dope. And so I think for certain people in certain situations, it's really good. But I think but he's putting certain constraints on himself that would stop him. Like if you're going to be like, I don't want to do sales calls. Like I'm not booking calls with people. It's like, okay, well, if that's the case, then like, yeah, maybe like doing a course or like a school group is fine for you. But if you're in the headspace of like, look, dude, like my client who is trying to go to 500K this year. If he's like, look, dude, I'm trying to get to 500K this year. I don't give a fuck how I do it. Like whatever you think is the best way, I'll do it. I'm like, great, high ticket. He's like, cool. How do I do it? He's down to take sales calls. He's down to do whatever the fuck it takes. My other friend, it's not like he's a lazy person. He just isn't like super all in on like building an online business. That's totally chill. It's not a big deal. So, you know, I think that, and again, and the reason I told you the story about my friend who I did tell to do the school stuff is because I think a lot of people have gone through what my friend has gone through. Unfortunately, I'm the one who put him through it. Is you see these people on these school leaderboards and you're like, oh my God, this guy makes 50K a month. This guy makes 100K a month or 40K a month, monthly recurring revenue. And you know, that's great for them, but you don't realize what they had to actually do to get there. It's so much fucking easier. Like, bro, so much fucking easier to get to, let's just use 10K. You want to get to 10K a month, 20K a month. It is so much, and I use the word easy cautiously. I don't like that word easy too much, and I'm using it right now. It's easier to do it high ticket than with a low ticket monthly recurring revenue. Way. And by the way, I'm not just saying this to you because I'm trying to sell you on my high ticket coaching program. That's not my point here. Like, I'm not even taking clients like that right now. Like, I don't have space to be taking clients like that. I have my one client, but like, I got other stuff I'm focused on. I have a big consulting client that I'm working with who like is taking up most of my attention. So like, I don't have time to be taking a bunch of clients. But the people who are like, yo, you should do school. This is what I'm seeing personally. This is what irks me right now. And it's not school's fault. It ain't Hormozy's fault. It ain't Sam Ovens' fault. This is what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing people who are like, I can show you how to build MRR. I can show you how to escape sales calls and do a monthly recurring revenue thing. I can show you how to run ads to school, right? This is what they all fucking do. Damn near, okay? They're damn near all doing the same fucking shit. They run ads to a free school group, and the free school group's really just to upsell you to the paid school group. Oh, and the free school group is just a bunch of their YouTube videos. Like, I saw one guy, I'm not going to say who it is, but like this one guy did that. And like, I went to his free school group because I thought it was going to be cool. And I was like, these are all just YouTube videos that are on your YouTube channel. And if they're not YouTube public, they're literally like basic as fuck videos that literally bring me no fucking value. Like, this sucks. I don't trust you. And that's the scary part of like this whole school funnel and like free and then paid. People will judge you on what you give them. And so actually that's actually another really interesting, another interesting video idea. People judge you based on what you give them. So if you build a funnel that's like, we'll go to a free school group and then a paid school group, I'm going to judge you on the free. But you're not going to give that much value in a free group. And it's so cute when these guys are like, I give more value in my free content than most people's paid programs. No, you fucking don't. Who? Though I think the only guy who can say that is like Hormozy. I think he could say that. I think his stuff for free and like really cheap, like $100 million offers, $100 million leads. It's not free, but damn near. He has free courses on his website for his $100 million offers and $100 million leads. Those free courses, he can say that. But pretty much everyone else, like, he's the only one I've seen. Pretty much everyone else who's giving away free shit and they're like, my free shit's better than most people's paid shit. You're full of shit. That's not true. It's literally not. I've watched it. I've seen it. You're full of shit. I would rather not give free. Like, this is my free shit. YouTube, Instagram. There's my free. Okay. I'm not trying to do a whole school thing. So this is just my thoughts on all this. I kind of did a little rant. The video is definitely a bit longer than I was expecting it to be, but I'm happy with what I talked about. So my point is, you want to get to 10K a month, 20K a month. You want to do 500,000. You want to do $1 million a year. And you're in this position where you're like, I'm an expert and I've seen the online world, but I'm not quite sure what to do to package up my skills and expertise. Like, I need help figuring that out. Trust me, the low ticket thing, do that way fucking later down the road. Stick with high ticket. I see how far high ticket can get you. I can almost guarantee you it can get you, in most cases, it'll get you to $1 million a year. I don't see anything wrong with having a business that's $1 million a year. You want to get to 2, 3, 5, 10 million a year. I still think you can do a lot with high ticket without doing low ticket courses. So I hope this helps. I hope this video is valuable for you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.